Oh, don't know if I'll be uploading this one or not. It's about my doctor, really. Just over 6 months ago, I made the incredibly stupid mistake of changing from one doctor to another doctor. To be fair, I should have changed years ago because I'd moved. But I liked the doctor's practice I was with and I didn't want to lose it. I should have remembered that and stuck with it. For the last 6 months, I have had nothing but stress and misery from this practice. I should also have checked whether they have emergency surgeries, because they don't. Whereas the old practice had an emergency surgery every afternoon. And with the old surgery, there was no problem getting repeat prescriptions. Whereas this one is a complete nightmare. You have to go in person to get your repeat prescription, which is to say you have to go in twice. You have to put in for it in person, and then you have to collect it 48 hours later in person. I've pointed out to them that I'm becoming less and less and less mobile, and don't know how I'm supposed to do this. It's either a very long walk or an expensive taxi ride 2 ways. No, they don't take that in. I said, well, what about 90-year-olds who are completely and utterly bedridden? How do they get their prescriptions? Oh, don't know. Perhaps friends or relatives. Right, mine are 200 miles away. And every time I think I'm making an appointment to see a doctor about something that I think is actually important, it turns into a medication review. And in fact, in 6 months, I haven't had anything there except medication reviews. I've had no tests, no updates on the breathing, COPD, no suggestions as to what I should do about my crumbling spine, no follow-up on my dodgy liver, no results of blood tests taken on the 17th of September last year. I have just finally got back 2 X-ray results, one from January last year and one from that same date, September 17th last year, when I was in hospital for half the night. And the COPD nurse, whom I was sent to see today, didn't have a COPD clinic today. It's a minor illness clinic today. And I said, do you think COPD is a minor illness? Oh no, she said. I'll give her that. Well, why have I been sent to you today? I do have extremely painful shoulders and arms, such that it's now difficult to dress and undress myself and to shower. And I'd have liked to talk to someone about that to find out what it is, but no, I couldn't talk about that either. Medication review. Finally, and I did try at least to describe what was going on with my lungs, the bubbling I've had for the last 2 months, and the crackling, and, you know, it's definitely worse, and there are good days. Thank God. If there weren't, I would top myself. There were no good days. No, nothing. Frolov? No, never heard of it. Psycho, is it? Breathing? No, never heard of it. Huff cough? No, never heard of it. No, they don't do nebulizers anymore. None of it. She hadn't heard of any of it. Or she couldn't do any of it. Well, you know, how's the respiratory rehab appointment going along? Oh, did you want another? Yes, of course I wanted another. I missed the last one, if you recall, because they sent it to the wrong surgery. She told me that in February, and the appointment was in December. Oh, I didn't know you wanted another. I think she chose the wrong profession. Because, quite honestly, all you have to do is ask yourself the following question. Do I like breathing? Yes. Is it probable that other people also like breathing? Yes. In that case, yes, she does want an appointment at respiratory rehab. Easy peasy, isn't it? Finally, I asked her what her qualifications were to be a COPD nurse, since it was patently obvious that she didn't know anything about it. Whereupon she said she had done a module online. I said, my daughter's done a module online. Which she has, I believe. I am sure she said so. And my daughter also had a number of suggestions for me, none of which has been given to me by any doctor or any nurse. I take it back. While I was in Salisbury, England, I did take the opportunity last September to walk into N.H.S. direct. And when she heard what I had to say, she advised me to move with all due haste and register with another doctor with all due haste. Unfortunately, that's now 8 months ago, and there is more degeneration. And I don't need them to do any more x-rays to tell me that, or anything at all, because I'm the one feeling the bubbling and the crackling. Thanks very much. And now, the only way to change doctors is, in fact, to move. There is no other way, because this is the only doctor's practice in this area. There's no other doctors that practice in this catchment area. I do think that, the Welsh N.H.S. is the poor person's N.H.S. of the British Isles. But just the same, I can't say I really appreciate the fact that they've left me to die for 4 years and 3 months. And if I add on the 2 years in which it should have been diagnosed and was not diagnosed, it's actually 6 years and 3 months. There was a doctor up in Borth, Dr. Hood, and she told me it couldn't be COPD because I was 55 years old and a non-smoker. Well, she should do her homework before she lets any other patients die for no good reason. First of all, 20% of people with COPD, like me, have never smoked in their lives. Second of all, 75% of smokers don't get COPD. So please do your homework, doctors. And why are COPD patients left to die when there are things that could be done? And yet if you've got a heart defect, you can be in your 70s and you will get surgery. Or do they just hate me that much?